Banter.
Banter is the same thing.
Now, Lizzie needs to bring us a word
every week
of the day.
Word of the day.
I don't every day today.
Yes, I think that's
You're trying to improve her vocabulary.
Yes. No, that was showing me that she's learning something on Hush Your Mouth. So I need her to.
Word of the day is banter.
Word of the day is banter.
Now it means what, Lizzie? Shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit.
Do you know what shoot the shit means?
Nope, sure don't.
What we're doing right here, right now. Hit it, Mason.
You ready? You're starting the show. Ready?
I don't
Hello.
Hey. And we are back. Once again, I'm Mason.
It's the one and only Corey fucking D's.
We do this different every time.
It is. And this Miss Lizzie baby, y'all. Welcome to Hush Your Mouth.
I feel like you should applause again.
Yes, Hush Your Mouth.
Hush Your Mouth.
We a big deal.
Plucking mouth.
A big fucking deal.
Big fucking deal.
Oh,
A big fucking deal, guys.
Happy Thursday.
Right.
I'm just trying to post this and pin it.
Well, while she's posting it, Pin Mason, mental health check-in. How was your day? How are you feeling? What's going on in your brain? All the good stuff.
Thank you. See, thank you for checking in with me. So my day was pretty good. You know, did a little running around, did some errands, laundry day, stuff like that. Getting things done. Nothing really special. Had a good weekend.
The way you was sweating to come to this episode, I really definitely did feel like it might have been laundry day for you. I noticed that. See, because I'm a people person.
You're a people person, so you noticed it was laundry day?
I know people, places, things,
So, Lizzie, how was your day? How you feeling? How's your mental health?
The best word I can use to describe my mental health at this very moment is drained. I ain't sleep last night. I've been up to 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm here.
Why was she up at 3 o'clock? I hope she was having a great time.
I was not having a great time at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's so sad.
I should have been, but I wasn't. I didn't even go get the rose.
You didn't use the rose?
I didn't even use the rose. So
I want you to give a review on the rose. Mason, first of all, do you know what the rose is?
So I do, but I don't. So I do because I've seen it pop up.
Like this little rose, it looks like a rose. It's a hole in the middle, and it like sucks. It vibrates at the same time. There's 7 speeds, ladies. I don't know what speed works for you.
What speed works for you?
A couple of them. I have a rotation. I don't have like one I use. I got a rotation, and without the rotation, it don't work. I had one for a little while now, and it was a point in time I was like, I do not want that shit. That shit's too many things. So you use that shit at high power, baby girl. That clitoris you got is still, because them roses is something else.
Okay, but wait a minute. I have a question.
What happened?
First of all, was you falling in love with the rose?
At first, I was not falling in love with the rose, but the rose is definitely my boyfriend right now. Holding it down. Shout outs to my bae.
Does the rose have a name, or we just call it?
That's just bae. That's bae.
It's the rose bae.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the best thing you
have?
have?
Be naming y'all toys. That's interesting.
No.
Oh. Okay. I just want to know. I have to clarify. Like, is it for like some dark and stormy nights?
Stormy
nights?
So here's my question, Lizzie. How does this work? Do you set the mood? Is it one of those things where you turn the lights down low?
Take me a nice hot shower, make sure the kids are in bed. I got my little LED lights up, put the LED lights on, and just
all right. Have a moment. Have a moment.
Yo, if you don't got rose, get you one.
I don't have a rose, but I don't need a rose. But
they don't pay, so you can't.
I'm just saying,
advertising.
No, right.
I'm sorry.
Corey, how was your day? How's your mental health?
Today I had a good day. I'm excited about all the new things that we are doing here on Hush Your Mouth, and I feel like like I'm watching this little baby grow, and it's kind of amazing. We work well together, and we're just growing, and I'm excited about it. But I had a good week. I didn't do anything exciting this week. My kids finished school. We went to the pool. That was fun. We went as a group, a family trip to the pool. That was fun.
Oh, that was the pictures you was posting this weekend?
Yeah, I was with my kids, y'all. I was with my kids at the pool. I don't post my kids.
Buns out.
Buns out. My kids know the vibe. My buns was actually not up, but I want to tell y'all a secret. So I went to this pool before, last year, and they definitely was ready to kick me out, as they are in a lot of places, because they was like, your bathing suit is not appropriate for kids. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm with kids. Like, what y'all talking about? You don't see these motherfucking kids. But I guess some people feel like, I don't know, it's sensitive.
That's a very good question. Like, when you go to these public pools and these public places, the Kalaharis of the world, the water parks and things.
I've never been to Kalahari. I pay way too much money when I come to Kalahari.
I don't know if you'll be allowed there.
I've been there.
They let you in?
They let her in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buns out.
Buns out. Buns was out.
I was about to say they
Buns was out. I'm a family woman now, so my buns don't even be out like that. And then that's another thing that people need to understand is that you really can't help what you look like what your shape is, and so on and so forth. So if Becky or Susie or Karen,
It's Karen.
Karen is used to seeing herself in the mirror.
I'm sorry.
I'm borderline pornography for your kids. I don't know.
I can't even bring it up. Did you see the Burger King? Karen? All right, let me explain it to you because I can't bring it up right now. It's on Shade Room for those of you online. You can see it. For those of you listening to us, you can look it up on Shade Room. But basically, to make a long story less long, this young lady, she was in her full uniform. She had a Burger King outfit on, so I'm guessing she worked at Burger King. So she had a Burger King shirt on. She had a Burger King pants on. And the Karen in the situation was the customer, and she was complaining that this girl's she was showing too much. Now Burger King there's a uniform, so obviously she's in dress code, but basically she just had too much booty for the lady. So the lady felt like she was showing too much, and she was encouraging her husband. I don't know, encouraging him to do what by upgrade his meal.
Encouraging her husband.
Encouraging her husband, meaning the Karen's husband, the customer's
encouraging him to look.
I guess, but when you see it, it's literally nothing, absolutely nothing. As we talk, maybe I'll look it up and try to find it for us.
Right? No. Wow, that's kind of crazy. But you know what? Some girls feel like that, and that goes into another topic that we'll have: insecurity versus jealousy. Because, girl, I came here and I'm not thinking about you, your kids, or your husband. So why is you worried about me, honey? So that's not our topic today. So today our topic is: who sets the tone in a relationship?
Who sets the tone in a relationship?
Exactly. So, who sets the tone in a relationship? We do have a clip. Do you want to get into the clip right now?
No, I don't want to get into the clip. I kind of want to say once we come past our own, transgressions, maybe.
Transgressions.
Or maybe after segment 1.
Maybe after segment 1 in the middle, because they're a little bit depending on how you see it, traditional. So who sets the tone in a relationship? I love when you go first. You could go first.
I think that's collectively. I think as a couple, you set the tone. As a couple, you set the tone collectively. That is my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Unless you want me to explain. I mean, I feel like we get further into it when we get to the more questions, but in my opinion, who sets the tone for the relationship? We set the tone for our relationship. It's like a collective conversation kind of setting.
Okay. What does that look like?
I don't know. Depends on who it is for.
Well, in your own experience.
In my own experience.
Who are you in a relationship? Let's start here. We gotta go into it with her because you gotta pick at her.
We got role play again.
We gotta pick at her. We gotta role play. We gotta get her outside.
I'm the submissive one.
Are you the submissive one?
I am the submissive
Naturally in every relationship.
Naturally in every relationship, but I will say, more recently, I may take the lead a little more, but I am definitely the submissive one.
How much is taking the lead? That's a good question.
I mean, right now I'm my own man, so that's why I take the lead.
The Rose is her boyfriend. You forgot.
So it's kind of like blurred lines for me right now because I do things for me that somebody's supposed to do for me. So I'm kind of like not submissive right now, I guess.
And what are those things that someone is supposed to do for you that you feel like you do for yourself that makes you more like the man?
I'm taking out the trash. I'm changing the battery in my car.
Changing the battery?
Well, I changed the tire on my car.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
I fucking fixed my sink. I painted my house. I hated this shit. I put my fucking dining room table together in all 6 chairs alone. Me. So
that sounds like an independent woman to me.
I am definitely an independent woman right now, but because I'm so independent, I can't say if something was to happen to me right now, I would be submissive because I've been being my own nigga. So like you guys to come with the tool bag if you want me to be like no.
I got a question for you, but I'm gonna save it till later on.
Are you saving it? Are you gonna write it down and hold it in? You be holding them down. The wine, because what are you drinking tonight?
The cheapest wine I could possibly find. Tonight it's some Yellowtail.
Yellowtail. I like that. I've never tried
Aussie special.
Isn't it sweet?
It ranges. It's all over the place. So Yellowtail makes from Pinot Noir to Cabernet to all kinds of things. So, but today is Pinot Noir, which you don't like because you guys don't like bitter wines. You like sweet wines and things like that.
I actually like this one.
You like this one?
I do. Not Yellowtail necessarily because I've never had Yellowtail.
But you like Pinot Noir.
I like Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. There's a porn guy named something Noir.
It's anyway. A porn guy? Okay, whatever. Mason, what do you feel like the roles are, or what are the roles in the relationship?
I feel like it is different in every relationship. I don't feel like there's one, set way things should be. I felt like years ago, yes, there was, but there was a lot of reasoning for that. I think as the world changes, we change, people change, things evolve, we evolve. And I think that it's different for everybody's relationship. Sometimes it's the personalities in the relationships. There's some people that are naturally more submissive. There's some people that are naturally more complacent. I know situations where, a guy and a girl will be on a date and the guy gets the wrong food and the girl's like, nah, we sending that back. And she'll be the one to go all out and send it back and get a refund and all that stuff. And she does that in that scenario, but in another scenario, she may be a little bit more submissive. So it depends on the personality. It depends on the things. There's a lot of things that go into it. I don't think there's one way it should be, but for me personally, I feel like I am leading the relationship, and that's a whole bucket for me to get into. But that's my personal thing, and then that's my global view.
Are you leading the relationship?
Why would I lead the relationship?
No, I'm just trying to figure out, I was surprised that's your personality because you feel like you are a leader?
Yes.
Is that because you're a man that you naturally feel like you're supposed to be the leader?
Yeah, it's because of my personality.
Okay.
I feel like, in certain scenarios, there's going to be guys that are going to be less... I'm not gonna say alpha male, but alpha male, and then there's other scenarios where it's the woman that's more the alpha male than the man. So it's not so much sex; it's more along the lines of personality.
Okay, Corey.
Ooh.
What are the roles in the relationship?
Well, first, because you guys know I'm always the opposing view to Lizzie Baby. But, and I'm like the controversial one, I would think, out of the show.
I think you are the controversial one, so I'm dying to hear what your answer is.
So
who are you in the relationship?
But first, I would like to know, who do you both think that what do you guys think?
She is not submissive.
That I think the roles are in a relationship.
I believe the roles are a leader and a submissive partner. I don't think you look at it as two leaders. No.
Okay, Mason.
I would say that you're more the submissive in the situation, depending on the situation.
Hey, side panel, can I just take this out?
Here's why. Here's why. Because I feel like it always depends on the scenario. Like, for instance, like, do you pick where you go to eat?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Most times, right?
Most of the time.
All right, so
this is true side panel. Is she lying under oath?
Oh, am I under oath?
Detector.
Do we got a lie detector on here? But go ahead, I'm listening.
All right, so in that scenario, right? Boom, you're picking a scenario. You're picking the place that you guys go to eat. Do you expect your chair to be pulled out for you?
That's cool. It happens. Side panel's that type of person. However, I don't require it. It depends. Like, if it's like a first date, a first couple of dates, we just now.
Talking about you and your relationship.
No, I'm just talking about.
I think the right answer for that question is it depends on where they are.
Yeah, it depends on where we are. Like, if
we in some fancy shit, she want a chair pulled out. But if they're going to Applebee's, which I'm pretty sure she's not eating at Applebee's, but if they go to Applebee's, she may not necessarily look for her chair to be pulled out.
Right.
All right. So let me make a long story short. If you're in a scenario where side panel is the main person, I think you will fall back and let side panel lead the way. For instance, if it's a work event for side panel's work event, right? I think that you would fall back and you would let side panel lead the way, but you would be the doting, wife and come along and make sure everything is good and make sure, So that's a level of submission, right?
But now, the thing is, and this is what I want people to understand, is that it's very much so different when you're in like a same-sex relationship versus a traditional man and woman relationship, even though you may have someone that takes on the man role. Does that make sense? The masculine role. I like masculine.
I like. There's a leader and there's a follower in the scenarios.
But you have to know when to lead and you have to know when to follow.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't equate it. Oh, side panel.
Side panel just into the room. What was the
side panel just into the room?
So what I was saying was, depending, there's a leader and then there's a follower in every scenario, in every relationship. There's somebody that's a little bit more dominant in a scenario. So sometimes side panel is going to lead the scenario, depending on if it's her comfort zone. If it's your comfort zone, you're probably going to lead the scenario. I'm going to lead. And I think that works for men and women too. If me and my wife are in a scenario, I don't have a wife, but one day, God willing, I get one. If she's in a scenario where we're going to her work function, obviously she's going to lead the way. So she's going to be the dominant person in that scenario too. It doesn't take away from my masculinity, but she's the dominant person in that scenario.
Right.
But she's dominant, also still respecting the fact that you are the lead.
Yes.
Period.
So you were saying
one dominant for the situation.
But what are the roles in the relationship? But wait a minute. What are the roles in the relationship? I feel like, I don't know if I necessarily see like man and woman.
And there may not be man and woman.
I don't know if I see I don't know if I see that.
You can't see that.
What do you see?
A relationship like that. So you can't
see
man and woman.
Yeah.
I think I see it the way that you say it, like as far as like leader, me and you, leader, follower, whatever the case is, like you know what I mean? Like
I feel like that's the right though.
I don't think I don't think because you're the man that you necessarily have to lead. I don't think that. That's
You're not a submissive.
I'm not a submissive woman, though. So let's be clear. Like, I'm not, but I know when to be submissive and when not. Well, I can't even say
she got
not.
1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. I'm
double dutching on the submissive line. Like, I'm double dutching because I'm trying, and it's new in my new age as a new, like an older woman. I mean, mid age. I don't know. I don't know who I am.
What are you talking about? All right, so here's my thing. I think everyone starts off halfway in, halfway out, especially women these days because niggas ain't shit. So I think that halfway in, halfway out is the way you start because of trust issues. So like with anything else, it's a buildup of trust. So
but I think before
you get into a relationship, you should have already gotten over those trust issues.
That's not always
the
situation, though. It's not. You can feel like, I'm over them trust issues. And then you with somebody, that shit you thought you was over, and now it's playing a role in this relationship as well. Because you really didn't deal with what those problems was. But, continue, Mason.
No, so what I was saying was there's trust, there's a buildup of trust. Obviously, no one's ever 100% over things. And there's things that'll trigger you and bring you right back to ground zero. There's words that'll be said, or there's a scenario that will happen that will remind you of a whole, different person and a whole different relationship. But that'll bring all those memories rushing back. So obviously, it's not 100%, but there is a majority of you that trusts your partner. And when you get to that point where there's a majority of you that trust your partner, you allow them to lead in scenarios. So I
could trust you, but that don't mean that I feel like you should lead me.
I trust you, but I don't trust you with decision making for me. That equals non-submissive woman. I trust you with me, but I don't trust you with making decisions about me. So I'm not submitting.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's
me
in a nutshell.
I trust you with my heart, but not with my time.
Not even just my time.
You should be in a relationship. You shouldn't be in a relationship like that.
She could.
What do you mean you shouldn't be in a relationship like that?
You shouldn't be in a relationship like that because you got a lot of healing to do. If that's your
healing.
A lot of healing to do.
We took it but there is healing. That doesn't take place as far as why she's not a submissive woman, and because I know her, I know that about her. She's not submissive. I know she's not submissive. I know that no matter how hard she tries, she's still going to be driving the car and you're going to be the passenger.
Where's the viewers? Because we need jobs.
We have 3 right now. I want to say hi to whoever's viewing. I really can't see who all you are. Feel free to leave comments.
Yeah, because you can see your comments and we can reply back to your comments. So if you guys go to YouTube, hush your mouth, HUSHMOUTHENT. On YouTube, subscribe, notification bell, jump in, join the wave. But you guys can comment on there, and we can actually have your comments come up on the screen, and we engage with the followers as we have done here before. But hush your mouth, ENT on YouTube. Come on over, guys. Sorry, I had to tell my other people on the other side. But I don't like the fact that y'all was trying to.
I think there's just a bad.
It's already me coming for you, but today I'm coming for you.
Oh, so I just need y'all to know that she can be this person. But I agree with you, Mason. There's some healing that needs to take place.
What do you mean healing? I don't feel like healing has anything to do with you being a strong-minded woman. And
past experiences, past relationships, past trauma in relationships shape you to become who you are in your present relationship.
She was in psychology class.
So, because I know some of the situations that she has had, I can understand why.
Sitting back, Lizzie Baby today. Let's go.
Sit
back on that one.
She never dealt with somebody that was in a position to do so. And they never showed her.
I wouldn't say that.
I would say that. If they was in a position to take the lead, you wouldn't have done certain things the way you have done them. Like, if you're in the lead and you're controlling the situation, because in the lead somewhat is kind of being in the controlling situation, then you would have done so.
Well, first of all, so I don't know, but hearing you talking about, maybe you talk about the fact that, like, maybe I don't, like, control things or whatever. Maybe I got control issues. And you know what? Queebies might have some fucking control issues. And that's okay. But I'm not out of control. So, that's the thing.
I'm in control. I'm not out of control.
I'm not out of control. So, that's what we got going on here. So, it's nothing wrong with me feeling like I like to control my situations. And me being in control of my situation makes it a little bit harder for me to be submissive than not. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Now it will come to the question of, are you with somebody who is okay with you taking the lead?
Oh, no, we're not there. That's not even
okay, well, we ain't
talking about Courtney.
We don't get there. I'm not talking about you in general. I'm talking about period. Like, if you are a woman who is not submissive, do you deal with somebody who will allow you to be the lead? Like, do you meet somebody and say, listen, I ain't that bitch that's going to be like, what you want me to do, daddy? No.
Daddy.
I'm just saying.
The daddy thing is a little weird. Now, Mason, do you think the daddy thing is a little weird? Is the daddy thing a little weird?
It's not weird.
Let me say, I used to be saying that daddy shit when I was young, but as I became older and I started being like, well, damn, why the fuck do I want to be fucking this nigga and calling him daddy? I don't want to do that. That's weird. I'm not fuck my dad, so I don't think that's cool. And I don't think that's cool. That's just not cool. I don't want to.
Maybe that's just I don't fucking know who started that shit, but it's just.
You heard me say it. The first time you heard it was calling somebody daddy.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Mason's like, what is going on? I'm like, wait. I'm just as lost as you are, Mason. I have absolutely no idea what
he said. The first time you heard. Okay.
Bruh. Let's go to the next question.
Before we do, all I wanted to say was being submissive, I think, has a very negative connotation to it. I think that the word submissive.
This is around the time I feel like you need to play that audio.
No, wait.
I think that's the word. I think if you change the word and said, hey.
Well, who would you change the word to?
Follower. Team player.
They're both team players, whether you're the leader or you're the fucking team.
But you feel better being a team player than being submissive, don't you?
It makes us sound equal.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'm the captain of the team. You on the team. You a team player.
Let me tell you about the team player like that. Because in my relationship, that's the word that's used. You're not a team player. You didn't know that. You didn't know that.
So is team player a trigger for you?
No, it's not a trigger for me because team player makes me feel bad.
Which means it's a trigger for you.
No, it's not a trigger for me. Submissive would be a trigger for me. Team player would not be a trigger for me.
There's only one captain of the team.
Yeah, but it's okay because the captain got their right hand man. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily used. Sometimes. That was a comment.
Oh, that's a comment.
Hello, welcome to the show, Trigger Roberts. Thank you for joining us on Hush Your Mouth. So there's only one captain. There's only one captain on the team.
But the captain ain't shit without the team.
No. Okay. Was Kobe it without Shaq?
Yes. He won 2 championships afterwards.
Yeah,
That's a bad example.
Shit without Kobe. Wait, who was it? Michael Jordan with Pippen. No, we're not. Edit this. No, for real. This episode gotta get edited because we gotta take that out. It's like bad. Disrespecting Kobe.
All right, so enough sports reference too.
Stay on the sports, Corey.
Stay off the sports. I don't know shit about sports, so I ain't speaking on that.
Y'all know what I meant.
But I'm just saying,
it was Jordan without Pippen. It was Jordan without Pippen.
How you gonna be a captain if you don't got no team? So it's still full hand in hand.
I say you both need each other. Me saying that I'm the captain doesn't mean that I don't need the team.
No
What do you in charge of? Yourself?
My team. Which you are. You're the team. I acknowledge that. You're the team.
And I need you to tell me what you have to do.
Okay, I agree with you.
I'm the captain.
I'm not the captain. I can't be the captain.
I'm the captain.
But I like to be the team.
I'm the captain, and I don't even know how to play the fucking sport. But I'm the captain, though. Because we gonna win. You don't test me.
How you gonna win? You don't even know the rules.
She don't even know the rules to the game, and she's trying to be the captain.
My point is, I just wanted to say that there's just a negative connotation around the word submissive. If we used a different word that meant the same thing, I feel like you would feel better. If you were a part of a team and you were a team player, or you were, somebody that,
There's a question, but it's not on here. I'm gonna hold it though.
You're holding the question?
Did we all say who we are in the relationship?
Well, you're submissive.
You're non-submissive.
I'm not.
She's not a team player.
She's the leader. She's not a team player.
I am a team player.
So here's the question that y'all didn't write. Where did that come from? Like, what in your life helped you or shaped you to realize who you play or what role you play in a relationship? Like, where did you learn that from?
Where did you learn? Mason, what made you the leader of the relationship? Like, what if you meet a woman that's just as much of a leader as you?
Okay.
So, who told you that you was the leader?
Not necessarily who told you who was the leader.
Let me get my hookah. Okay.
Smoke on that.
Yeah, get up. Not necessarily who told you that, but more so like, where did you learn that that's the role you needed to play? Like, where'd you learn that from?
So I felt that I've learned it from growing up, actually, just the way I've grown up and the way that I'm built as a man. Me personally, that's how I am. So that goes from everything from being protective. We didn't even get into what the roles are and what the responsibilities are or whatever.
Yeah, we didn't get there, but I just wanted to ask that, like, where did you learn, like, where your role comes from? Like, what role you play?
But growing up as a young man, things were explained to me and things were ingrained in me early as far as how I'm supposed to treat women, how I'm supposed to lead a household, how I'm supposed to do all these things, and that's basically what made me like that. But before that, even in kindergarten, like, I'd be the first one in the sandbox. Here's the plan. This is what we gonna do. So, like,
no, but
before I even knew.
I have my church finger up, and I'm sorry for interrupting you. So can we just really figure out, let's just say publicly, what is the actual roles of a man?
Wait, hold on, because you didn't even answer the question. Like,
I want him to go back, but he can't, he could say, in the sandbox, whatever. But what I'm saying is, nobody really understands why does he as a man feel the way, or do you feel like sex has anything to do with the reason why?
Sex don't have anything to do with the reason why he feels like he should play a role here. But this is why I asked, where does that come from? Where does your natural leadership come from? And he said that comes from sandbox days. So
okay, go ahead, Mason. I'm sorry for interrupting.
He answered his question.
No, he didn't finish.
Oh, because
So it literally does come from like sandbox days, and if you look at just the way I am as a person, it's just geared towards leadership. If I take, there's personality tests and things like that, without going too deep, and that's where my personality generally leads. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not whipping like, everybody's gonna do what I say. I'm more of I'll convince you, and we'll go this route together, and you'll trust me enough to lead you. So that's basically my leadership style, but how I am as a person. So that on top of me learning what being a man's about, and me feeling that a man's role is certain things, or that's basically how I became like this. Scott, I should ask you the same question. Where did you guys get the view of how the relationship should be, how men should be, how women should be?
I grew up in a household with two parents, and my mom was the woman in the relationship. She worked, she cooked, she cleaned, she took care of the house. And, my stepfather was like the leadership role, the head of the household. So that's from a child I learned that's how a household was supposed to be ran, is the man was the head of the household and the woman was the woman or the submissive party. So I think that's what makes me naturally be a submissive party in a relationship. It's because that's what I learned from a young age, that as a woman, that's the role you're supposed to play. You're the mom, you're the household, you hold the house down. You can be all that and still be a working woman. I learned all that from my mom.
Okay, well, I think that I learned how to be a leader because I just naturally am one. Duh. I'm an Aries, guys. No, seriously though, I've always been a leader. It was installed in me as a kid to be a leader and not be a follower, to always make my own way. And then I think life lessons in itself has taught me how to be a leader. For a long time, I had to be the leader of my household. In some aspects, I feel like I'm the leader of my friends in a sense because of different things. I think I've experienced a long life, longer than I probably had to. Like, to me, I'm 31, but I feel like I've lived the life of someone that's like 40 something. And that sounds crazy, right? But that's really it's just really like life lessons. And no, I did not grow up in a 2-parent household. I've always had to take care of myself, take care of my siblings, and take care of my children. And anybody who knows me out there knows that I was a young mom. I had a baby at 16. So from 16 on until 31, I've been a parent probably longer than I've been alive, almost. I don't know if that even makes sense, but y'all get what I'm saying. I was able to live my own life. You understand? But we have some comments, and Mason, I want to go up to Tramel Roberts. He said every team needs to follow a plan. The captain spearheads that plan. I don't know anything about sports, as you can tell, because I fucked up and said that he learned. I didn't mean to say Kobe.
It's all right. All right. Just illustrate your point in another way.
He learned his role in a relationship from basic instinct and family structure.
Right. He's been saying the thing, basic instinct, and he's a man. Yeah. And family structure. Lead with respect, not fear. It's what he's saying. So is that what you were saying, Mason?
Yes.
Okay. You were right. 2-parent households. 2-parent households raise people differently. 2-parent households raise people differently than 1-parent households. Do you guys agree with that?
I definitely agree.
Were you raised in a 2-parent household, Mason?
No.
I was not either. And so, did you see? I don't know. Were you raised by your mom or your dad?
My mom.
So you saw a woman go to work, take care of you. I don't know if you have siblings. That's so fucked up because we're co-hosts and we know these things publicly.
I'm the youngest, so I'm the baby of the family. So I didn't have to take care of anybody else until I had my own. But I'm the youngest, so I did have a sister who did that stuff. Did
your older siblings take on roles for you? Or were you the leader of them too? Like you were the youngest one calling shit? Because my baby calls shit.
I was the leader of my siblings. I was definitely the leader of my siblings. I have an older sister. She's 33. And no, I'm lying because I'll be 33. She's 34. She's 1 year older than me. And I still was like, you're not going to do what I say. I'm not the oldest, but I'm the oldest. So I've been in leader positions in my life, but I still choose to be the submissive party in the relationship.
And I think it's funny because I'm like the baby sister. Well, I'm like middle, depending on whose side you're on dad's side, I'm like middle, whatever. Mom's side, I'm like the baby. And in the mom's side, I'm like the mom. I'm like the mom. So Griffith Yvonne said, learn from life lessons and other people. Absolutely. Life lessons can put you in a leadership role. Mm-hmm. And can make you feel like you are the leader of the situation. Mm-hmm. But my question to everybody is, how has the roles changed over time? So you guys both mentioned your mom your mom was working, and also she was submissive. And
I want to say that. I mean, I may not be 100% correct, but from what I've seen, like, she was not the head of household. My stepfather was the head of household, so yeah, that's what I learned as a child.
But she also had a job. She worked.
She had a job. She cooked. She cleaned. She did everything. Yeah.
She's superwoman. Put a cape on that lady. Put a cape on the lady.
Put a cape on all the ladies down here right now. Absolutely.
It's June. It's Father's Month. Father's
Day is next week.
Don't do that, Nathan. You know
I'm
you
just
not
gonna
like that.
Next Father's Day. I'm gonna definitely shout y'all dads out. You know, shout outs to the fathers holding it down. But you know,
this is gonna come like the week after though. So it's gonna go out the week after.
I mean, we didn't think it.
It would have been last weekend. By the time this episode airs, it'll be.
Well, happy Father's Day, guys!
Happy Father's Day, guys!
Happy belated Father's Day, because it just passed this past weekend.
Oh goodness!
You are the way you are because of survival. That's why you lost.
Oh, put him a scream for my man. Give him a round of applause.
Because that is definitely why she's the boss. And two-parent households show children proper family structure, and I totally agree with you.
And you know what? I don't have a problem with admitting that I don't really understand and know proper family structure. I won't deny that because I was never shown that, and you can only know what you know. You know what I mean?
You have to be open to learning, though.
You can be open to learning, but at this point, it's like, okay, I'm 30 plus years. Like, where do we go with this? What can you really teach me? Because I told you I feel like I'm 45, right? So
no matter what age
you can learn, but it just means like it's gonna take a little bit more work. You're gonna really have to make me believe in you to believe in you.
Yeah.
I think that's what the thing is. The thing is, like I said earlier, it's about that gaining that trust. I think if you believe your partner can take care of you just as good, if not better than you can, you'd be willing to be a team player. Right. So I think that's where it goes to. Like, your walls are high. Your walls are high. Off my screen high. And justifiably so. There's nothing wrong with that. You actually, you're justified to be that way because of your experience. If you didn't have those experiences, you wouldn't be that way. And, you wouldn't be the Corey we love to this day. But because of those experiences, those high walls, now side panel has to like get a rope and climb up and do all kinds of things and then get to the top. And once side panel gets to the top, then you gotta break it down. Break it down. So it takes time. It's a process. That's why
I say
also the healing part.
Not even exactly. Not just Corey D's. Like, there's a million people out there who can relate to the shoes that she is in. And a lot of people don't acknowledge the fact that we have a lot of healing to do. You gotta heal before you love for real. Like, you're not never gonna know love and how to be loved until you are fully healed from whatever you've experienced.
Healing is important,
but a lot of people feel like they can just brush it under the rug. And I say that because I'm one of those people. Okay,
real quick, to jump into this comment that's on the screen right now, two-parent households show children proper family structure. Now, I do agree with that because if you've never seen something actually work, how do you know that it works? You know what I mean? Like, you can't know something works if you've never seen it with your own two eyes. Now, you personally, being my spouse, can say, oh, well, I've been from this place and, it works. And I'm like, it does. It works for you and what you guys had going on. But that's not everybody's situation. So, I'm from New York. I come from the show me state.
I feel like you can definitely
make it work.
Be in those shoes where you feel like, I don't know what that looks like, so how am I supposed to, understand it? But no matter how old you get, when you're in a relationship, you have to always be open to the fact that your partner may not be like you. They may not see the world like you see the world. They may not understand submissive the way you understand submissive. And they may know something that you don't know.
Absolutely.
And you have to be open to learning how and what it is to do to make whatever relationship you're in work.
Well well said.
I need the applause.
Okay, she's in her
Sometimes I got my good days. Sometimes I got my bad days. But today is a good day.
I'm falling back.
There's not really need everybody to understand that.
Absolutely. Now, we didn't talk about how has the roles changed, because I think the way that women conduct themselves today versus in the past, it's not the same. And men as well. So this is the reason why we even have a conversation about what the roles are, because there was a point of time where we wouldn't even have had this conversation where the roles were distinguished from the beginning, right?
Agreed.
And it was understood that the man worked, he brought home the money and the bacon. And
the woman took care of the kids and took care of the household.
She cooked, she cleaned, her sex was mean. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were having a lot of kids, so her sex had to be mean or whatever. But
I was like shooting up the club. Okay, go ahead.
It was shooting up the clubs. Maybe they didn't know about condoms. I don't know what happened, but they felt like whatever this man's job was to be to provide for him and his family and so on and so forth was sufficient enough to be able for that woman.
Bring that on the screen.
Women did not even question their men back then. I don't think.
They did. Now, like Tramel, I want to respond to you because you said it's not because women replace men with finances. A lot of women say they don't need a man now. You know why we don't need a man? Because let me not say you.
Don't say that.
Because men are not living up to the standards that were set before them. Period. A lot of men out here are not playing the role that it was set for a man to be. Like the role that a man from before time or whatever the case may be, that mold that a man was supposed, it is true. That role that a man is supposed to be, a lot of men out here are not that. You're not gonna take care of a household with 3 children in it if you're working at Dollar General.
Damn, why? Wait, hold on. Unless you're the supervisor at Dollar General.
But I say Dollar General out the blue because I'm saying a job that's not really, a career. Like, naturally, that's me making a career at Dollar General?
Listen, you can make it, whoa. I'm not gonna sit here and say.
I'm giving you what I think. Tramel.
All right, but I want to correct you.
Yeah, correct
and
me.
This is my job as your friend.
It is my job on the internet. Yeah, it's on the internet to correct me. Go ahead.
Don't never.
I'm not down to nothing.
No, I'm just saying you can't sit here and down someone who works at Dollar General.
I'm not trying to down her.
Listen, I just want to say because I don't want you to say that online on the internet. I want to say that. If you work at Dollar General and you are a supervisor and you work your way up, because those are the type of companies that you can work your way up and you can make it to the top and you can be making top dollar. And I don't know about
how long it takes you to get there though.
I don't know about 6 figures. I never.
You got 6 kids.
Excuse me, sir.
You on minimum wage. We got 6 kids.
Can you please? Can you educate us? This is your job. This is where you come and play. Because
I was letting y'all run for a second. I was ready, but I was letting y'all run.
The role of a man is not being met by a lot of men. Like the standards that a man is supposed to.
But no, wait.
Before we even go to Dollar General.
No,
No, I'm serious. The role of a man and the standards of a man is not being met in these relationships. These young dudes out here is not protecting me. They're not providing for me. These are the 2 things that will be very important in a relationship, right? Providing and protection. You're not doing that. So because you're not, first of all, you're not bringing no money home for real. You're not fucking making sure we good for real. Like, it's a lot of selfishness in this world these days. So that's why I feel like the roles have gotten a little fucked up. And a lot of women are more ambitious than men are these days, and we're making more money than you. So how are you going to tell me shut up when my check is bigger than yours? Like, it's just that's where I feel like the lines have gotten crossed over time, because if I'm doing all this and you ain't really bringing much to the table, how you want me to respect you as my man?
Ready?
Fill them shoes.
Go ahead, Mason.
All right, so let me sit up for this one.
First of all, wait a minute. Mason, make sure you sit up. Shoulders.
Hold on, wait a minute. And I know This is a different type of episode that we have this week. I'm streaming from Instagram because that's where we started, right? So we have a comment finally over Instagram, and I told them to come over to YouTube because this live is eventually about to end. But they said, Polyglot _ says, but do you have a 6-figure man? The percent of a 6-figure man is about 15%. You should accept a hard-working man either way.
I can accept a hard-working man either way, but are the men in the 2021 hard-working, or are y'all out here scamming?
Ooh. Whoa. Now, there's a lot of good men out there that are hardworking.
Because are you
people don't want to come over to YouTube, and we're gonna make a reel out of this. People don't want to come over to YouTube because they think that they cannot comment. However, you can comment on our YouTube. We are streaming live from YouTube. Hush your mouth, ENT, on YouTube.
And if you don't feel comfortable commenting on YouTube, we are also live on Team Mason TV on Facebook.
Yeah. So you can comment.
You can definitely come
we can see your comment, and it's easier for me to see here than it is here because I'm not here.
And we don't necessarily go live on Instagram every Thursday, but we are doing this for you guys because we.
He said he's gonna try, but he wants you to know. He want to answer. Do you got a 6-figure nigga like Sweetie or?
That's another thing. I think there's a lot of media.
To bring home for you to follow his lead. It ain't about the money.
You gotta be.
Hold on, because we running with this. We running with this, and we not getting the answers.
I'm sorry.
We saying, you know, we want a 6-figure man. We saying all these things, and we think about it, and there isn't a lot of people making 6 figures. When you think about it and you look around your friend group, it's like, how many of y'all are making 6 figures?
It's easy to make.
Hold on,
it's easy to make 6 figures.
Mason, continue what you're saying. Sorry, a lot of people are not making.
Statistically, based on the IRS, a lot of people aren't making 6 figures. So we can say it's easy to make 6 figures. We can say the potential is there, but the actual going out and making 6 figures isn't as high as we like to think. So in our minds, because of social media, because of whatever you surround yourself with, you may think that, hey, everybody's making guap. All my friends are making guap. All of these people are making. And when you think about it, it's like, nah, they're really not. Mm-hmm. So the money thing, put that to the side, right? I know scenarios where the wife is making tons of money and the man is still the head of the household.
Exactly. You know why? Because he's meeting her.
Listen to me for a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
So the man is still the head of the household, right? He's still the head of the household. He's still the person that comes in. He makes sure everything's okay. He does provide that protection. He does earn that trust, and he's able to still make decisions, still take care of everything. I know different cultures. I think for our culture, as black people, and I don't want to bring it to this, I think there's a lot of fighting between men and women. There's a lot of infighting between men and women. I think we, as a culture, knock each other down way more than any other culture. I don't see a lot of the Asian community. I don't see a lot of those women going out there and saying how crappy the Asian men are. When's the last time you seen that?
Because that Asian man, even if he
when's the last time you seen
that? He brought his something home. He brought home dinner.
You're assuming. All of this is assumptions. All I'm saying is we're talking over each other. All I'm saying is that as a society, black men and black women are always going at each other. Right? We're always breaking each other down. And you look at another society and you're like, hey, let's look at these Italians. I don't hear Italian women saying Italian men ain't shit.
Uh-huh. But I want to ask you a question, Mason. Where does it originate? Where does this come from? Women saying
black men showing that they
shit. If you show me the shit, I'm gonna believe you the shit. But y'all been showing me y'all ain't shit, so now y'all ain't shit.
We can take this back to slavery because y'all know I love slavery.
I can take it back to civil rights. I could take it back to the fact that so many black men are in jail. I could take it back to the numbers. You can take it back to the 1960s.
Right. I mean, I can take it back to slavery. Let me tell you where black men ain't shit came from. Black men ain't shit came from when our black woman was getting raped by the white master, and they wasn't saving us, and they was just.
Do you know how many black men got killed trying to save
black women?
I don't talk about those guys.
I agree with that.
No, I won't say that nobody has ever. I'm just saying that if they would have united together,
I feel like
it could have been a different situation. But now this is
Kanye. I don't believe that, and I don't.
The time or whatever time it started, when black men were comfortable with being taken care of by the woman, or whatever the case. Whenever that role began, where black men or men in general could be the house man or whatever the case may be. I'm working in your home with the kids. I don't know who started that shit, but I feel like that's when roles started getting a little reversed. What about the it's people? There are men out here who don't work, and the wives are the ones bringing home the bacon, and they are the ones home taking care of the kids. But who started that?
But what about the niggas that think they babysitting their kids?
I definitely agree with the fact.
How are we so far off topic?
No, I'm not. It's the fact that the black community is where you get the women and the men going back and forth, because the roles have definitely been fucked up. You want to know where it starts from, for real? Respect. Y'all don't respect us, so over the years now we don't respect y'all, and that's the facts.
I want to know at what point in our conversation you were triggered. But at some point in this conversation, you were triggered.
Now, that's what he said a couple comments ago. Therapy, and I definitely will be speaking it as soon as possible.
But here's my thing. There are a lot of good people. There's a lot of bad people, and I'm not taking that away from it. There's a lot of bad people in every culture, right?
I agree.
What I say is that there's a lot of highlights on the black. Hear me out. On the black community, on the black man specifically, of the fact that he ain't shit. If I took you into a room for 10 years and I told you wasn't shit, and I opened that door and I told you go out and get a 6-figure job.
I'm not gonna be shit. If you making excuses for these men out here not being shit.
Think about is it not true? Tell me where I'm lying. Tell me where I'm lying.
You got something they said, I'm gonna give you that.
Tell me where I'm lying. No, but listen, think about it. Think about it naturally. Think about it naturally, and don't think about it from your perspective.
Wait, are you saying that there's a cause for niggas not being shit?
I'm not saying you're the cause. I'm not even saying black women. Black
men have been beat down and
what are you talking about?
Down for so long that's what you basically saying.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna bring you back to slavery.
So when do we
all the way
break
back? At what point? I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna be very direct with it. The confidence, the self-assurance of our community, especially our men, are so low. And it keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower. And when you're low, you don't expect shit from yourself, right? And now for you to come into my life and expect shit from me when I don't expect shit from myself is unrealistic. Yeah. Now let's bring it down. Let's bring it all the way back. You go to slavery. You ain't shit. You're just a nigga, right? You bring it back a few years later to the 60s. You ain't shit. You can't drink at my water fountain.
Oh God!
You bring it back last year. You ain't shit. I'ma stick my foot on your throat and take your life, right? And you, right? You're gonna say black men ain't shit. So now, how should black men have the confidence to go out there and do these things? Now, I grew up different. I ain't gonna say that I've never experienced any of that, but I grew up different, where it was a lot of encouragement. There was a lot of talking to me in a way that I felt uplifted. I don't think every man has that opportunity, and I think if you're not feeling uplifted from a very early age, I'm not talking about when you're 20, when you're 30, it's kind of too late.
I support everything you're saying, Mason. Oh. But I definitely want to.
So that's what I'm saying. But as a community, we tend to go at each other too much instead of approaching it with, you know what? I can see why you could be there. Maybe you're not the one for me, but I ain't gonna downplay all black men. But I'm gonna go find the one that makes it.
No, not take it that I'm saying all
not
men.
you,
all
not
men.
you. I'm saying in
I'm
general.
the people who are listening. I'm not saying all black men ain't shit. What I am saying though is, if you want to be uplifted, give me something to uplift.
Oh.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to sit on my couch and play video games, I'm not uplifting you.
Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Where you find those people is what I really wanted to say.
I'm not saying from my own personal experience. I'm just saying in general. In general, some women don't know how to keep a good man. They say he ain't shit when he give up and leave. And some men don't know how to.
No other culture does this. Wait, no other culture does this?
No, a lot of black men don't even realize the good black woman they have before them, though. The same way we may not realize what good of a man you are, you may not realize how
topic,
good of a woman you are.
Future topic is, why do women think that they're worth? What was the topic? Why do women think that they're worth more and men are worth less?
Their stock is worth more than a man. That's our future topic. Why do women think?
Shamel, you don't know us to make that vast statement that we are not traditional women.
Well, I know
that's not true. I feel like I'm a traditional woman, but
you didn't have that traditional.
A lot of men y'all want a traditional woman, but you don't want to be a traditional man. What are you bringing to the table, sir? Besides dick.
Triggered.
Oh, triggered. That's triggered. What you bringing to the table besides dick?
You're so triggered right now. This is crazy.
I am, Mason. I fucking am.
I don't disagree with you, but I really feel like we said, how Corey has built up her walls and how she's the way she is because of her past experience. I believe you're the same way. You're the way you are because of your past experience. You don't believe you're the way you are because of your past experience?
Not as high as Corey's is.
Her walls are not as high, but they are high in different aspects.
I agree.
Exactly.
It depends.
There is nothing wrong with you being who you are. There's nothing wrong with you being who you are, and there's nothing wrong with accepting you are who you are because of the past experiences. I am who I am because of my past experiences. You're who you are because there's nothing wrong with that.
He said, what are you bringing to the table is the question.
No, he said, you ladies. Let me explain. No. Wait a minute.
All right, y'all triggered all over the place.
I'm sorry.
Who is this man? We need to say the link.
You ladies want traditional men, but you guys are not traditional women.
I agree
That's
with
what
that.
they said. And I mean,
I can agree with that.
You agree with
him, and I got your back all the way through.
All right,
I can explain that.
Nah.
All right, first of all, I'm not a traditional woman.
You're not a traditional woman.
I am definitely a traditional woman. I feel like I am. Oh, I'm sorry. Stop screaming. We do have a mic now, y'all. I'm going out. But I definitely feel like I am a traditional woman. So that's now not knowing who I am. But what I'm saying is, as a traditional woman, I want a traditional man. And y'all are not traditional these days. I don't know who the fuck y'all are and where the fuck you came from and who raised you.
What? Audience views.
Listen, Mason, the word of the day today is triggered.
Oh, trigger. I'm telling you, I'm like, whoa, you're making this way too personal. Whoa.
Who raised you? Who raised you guys in the audience? I want to know who raised you. Did a mom, dad raise you, or both? They're going to give me insight on who you are as a person.
You're the voice of
Chanel has come from a two-parent household, and it seems like you two are beefing, and you both came from a two-parent household. I came from a two-parent household. Are cooler than the other side of the pillow, and we both came from a one-parent household, and we're in here today on Hush Your Motherfucking Mouth. So,
all right, I'm gonna stop being so triggered by you, Chanel, because I feel like you are definitely triggering me right now. So I'm gonna apologize. But on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you rate yourself?
Mason, you the voice for us, bro.
Yes, Mason.
Tell them to use the platform.
Use the platform for what? To tell these women to be submissive? I will definitely say
who is telling you? I am not telling you to be submissive. I am talking in general, and this was not a personal conversation about you two or me. This is a general topic that we're giving our point of views. I'm just trying to clean up this personal part.
Wait a minute. This is a really good thing. Because she said she's triggered by this topic. But she's on every episode and she's the submissive woman.
I am the submissive.
So why are you triggered by being the submissive woman? Do you feel like being a submissive woman faults you in some type of way?
Faults you?
I do. I feel like being a submissive woman in this day and age is not what it's all cracked up to be. That's the fact.
Why?
Sway?
Because.
How so?
You said how so, Sway?
Yes, Sway.
Because I just don't feel like, you know, in this day and age, the men are living up to the standards that they should live up. The standards that they set before for us. The standards that you want for your woman is not the standards you set for yourself. How can you respect all these things out of me, but you're not willing to even meet me halfway? You're up the street and you want me to pull up on you. Why can't you meet me on the same block? You're not even doing that.
I'm not asking anybody to.
You want to be a leader, though. You want to lead me. Where are you leading me to?
So this goes into the type of man that you attract.
I agree.
In a sense, because there's different types of men.
Very much so.
There's men that were raised.
I am not pulling up. I'm not asking you to pull up on me. I'm not telling you to walk down the block. I am probably picking you up, and I'm just saying, there's more of me. I'm not the only one. There's a few of me out there.
No, there's like a. Let me get my percentages right in my mind. Wait a minute. No. I know. No. Wait. We're getting it in the comments. She's going crazy.